Hey everyone, this is Once Bitten with another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. These are my Bretonnians versus a Warriors of Chaos army. The Dawn attack scenario, and the list I'm using was created based on a challenge by Malorian at warseer.com, who wanted a Bretonnian list that did not use any trebuchets and no spellcasters. And I used it as an opportunity just to play around with some different builds and use some units that I haven't used in a while. So, have an opponent, Warriors of Chaos. This is a Dawn attack scenario. And I won't spend time going through everything. You can pause the video and look at specifically what I have. But if this unit, these guys way over on the right, is because that's where I had to place them. When I rolled for deployment, all these guys rolled a 5 and had to be on the right 18 inches. So my general's here, and one of I have a general, I have a paladin, and then I also have a paladin BSB. And even my general's a paladin. I don't have the normal monster killing setup that I normally do. Anyway, so this is what I rolled for the middle. And that's my left. So he had a list without nearly as many units, and really weird the way it happened, where he had all four of these units have to be placed here in the corner, which he was none too happy with. Obviously, a couple spawn. That is a hilarious unit of Marauders. You've got to look closely at this in future photos, but they're all in drag and a few phallic symbols and stuff like that. It is really, really funny. He's got a unit of Warriors with the Mark of Nurgle, and there's a level 2 Sorcerer who has actually 3 spells, whatever. So in the middle, he's got more Warriors. These are Frenzied, and he's got a character with a Battle Standard Bearer. And then on my far left, he has Fast Cav, Chaos Knights, and there's his general on a Juggernaut, way up top. So this is the Vanguard movement, and we go to Warriors Chaos turn 1. So he's trying to get his units together, so he's trying to converge in the middle, so he can have his units support each other. He moves up to shoot at my Pegasus Knights. He's got throwing axes, which I'm not the least bit worried about. There's the middle, and there's the right. So that building is a haunted mansion. So at the end of the movement phase, it does D6 strength 1 hits and actually kills a couple of his guys. So he throws his axes at my Pegasus Knights, does nothing, and then he loses 2 of his guys to the haunted mansion. And that's it for turn 1. His magic really didn't do anything. He was out of range for the most part. So we go to Brett turn 1. So here on the far left, I charged his fast calf. He fled. I caught him, and where I caught him, then I did a reform. So I'm facing the back of his lines, which is really what I do with those guys. I want to use them as supporting attacks later on. Now in the middle, I didn't rush forward because I didn't want him to charge me. Although in hindsight, I should have moved forward just a little bit. But you can see I brought my Questing Knights to the left. I'm hoping his Chaos Warriors step up and I can get a front and flank charge. We'll see how that works out. Here on the left, I went ahead and I'm using that small unit of Knights Errant. I want to take care of his spawn with those guys. And I'm going to take that Grell Relique through the woods and hopefully hold up his Marauder unit and bring the Knights of the Realm to help out in the middle. So when all's said and done, there's that. Shooting doesn't do much. I have no magic. We go to Warriors of Chaos turn 2. So it really surprised me. His frenzied warriors didn't move forward, which I don't know why that surprised me. It's a smarter thing to do. He held up, waiting for his other guys to catch up a little bit. This, I think, is a mistake. He turned his Chaos Knights around to face my Pegasus Knights. I'm not going to charge him in the front. It would be suicide, and you're not going to be able to catch flying units. I'll just fly over his head, or even if I can't march, I still have fast cav movement. You're not going to get me. So I think that was kind of a mistake there. Moving these guys forward, and during the compulsory, he brought the spawn forward, but it didn't have enough movement to get my guys. Now I'm going to take a small segue here. The last row of my peasants is a diorama that I had just built, and I'm really happy with it. So it represents 5 peasants, but I thought it'd be cool to have a knight at the back of the lines, pushing them onward. And then, when a bunch of guys gets killed, I'll just remove it, and it's not a big deal. like if he cast Treason of Zinch on me. So all my guys had to fight each other, and I felt I got pretty lucky. It went from 35 to 21, so I lost 14. So maybe I'm not that lucky, I don't know. But Treason of Zinch, the good news, it's on the peasants, but I don't think that spell is going to do a whole lot of good to my knights anyway. So there we have that. So Brett, turn 2. Let's just get into it. It was my feeling. Let's see. Here's the big one. I charged with both these units. The Questing Knights were on the left, and I charged them forward and had them hit the far side of the Chaos Knights so they wouldn't have to go through the woods. And my Knights Errants made it. I went ahead and declared with my Grail Knights. They didn't have the distance, and at this, with those two making it, they wouldn't have fit anyway. And I brought the Pegasus Knights in the back. And I don't know if that was a smart move or not. These guys have 2 attacks base. They have an extra hand weapon, so that's 3 attacks, and they're frenzied, so that's 4 attacks. So that back row of 5 guys is going to get 20 attacks on my Pegasus Knights. And had I really been thinking that through, I don't know if I would have done that or not. I don't know. But this is a nasty unit. And I didn't really even want to get in combat with it, but I just don't know what else to do. At some point, I've got to engage these guys, and this was an opportunity to pick on one before his other guys got any closer. Growleek charged through the woods at that unit, and we rolled for the woods. And what happened? Basically, at the end of every movement phase, you roll a d6, and on a 4 up, you're going to take d6 strength 4 hits. So it's kind of bad because every round we're held in combat, I'm going to take those hits. But whatever. I thought it was better to go ahead and hold these guys up as long as I could. If I end up losing the Growleek, I don't really care. Bad picture. This is the far right. I went ahead and charged that spawn. At the end of the fight, the knights on the right killed the spawn and did a reform. You can see what happened. I really only lost, I think, a guy. I don't know if I won or he won, or it really doesn't matter. He was able to reform. So I think he's going to win that eventually, is what I was thinking. But, if I can hold his guys up, that's just great. Over here, he only killed 1 Pegasus Knight, or did he kill 2? I apologize. No, he only killed 1 Pegasus Knight, and he really just didn't kill much stuff. Really surprised me. He had a lot of attacks there, but he didn't kill much. I killed a lot, but he's got the standard that makes every unit within 6 inches stubborn, and his general's nearby. So they're stubborn 9 or 10 rerollable. So that really hurts because nobody's nearby right now, but if I don't kill these guys outright pretty soon, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.